What is up, fams? My name is John Jaquin, and like always, this is my YouTube channel, right? Now, I told you at the beginning of the first ever tutorial video that I gave that I was done with introductions and telling about me. But I think I should tell you a little bit more about myself because on my video card story, I screwed up the audio a little bit, and I'll apologize for that. And I wanna talk in depth and more about my magic career, right? And so let's begin from the starting. I was born November the 17th, 2002, and I was born in a small little country named Belize, Central America. And in this country, there is seven different districts, and one of those districts is named Toledo district. And in the Toledo district, there's villages and towns and cities. And one of those towns is named Punta Gorda, and that's where I am. I am from a small little town called Punta Gorda, and there's practically nothing much happening here. There's pretty much boring. The only time our town was ever busy was on Saturdays, and that was a market time. And so I wanted to make my town be known for something. I wanted to make my town be happy and be amazed and everything, but I don't know what I could have done because I was just a child and I didn't know nothing much. So when I was 6 and it was my birthday, so exact 6, I got a gift from my father or my parents, and this gift was a book and a DVD. And this book and DVD was about magic. And this book, I fell in love with it. I just started reading it exact time I got it. I just started spending hours and hours into reading it, practicing magic, and just enjoying the tricks. And if I ever got bored of the book, I would watch the DVDs. I would see people being amazed. I would see magician cutting people in half. I would see magician pulling out coins out of their ears. Magician making beautiful, amazing stuff with cards. That's why I fell in love with cards, because I felt like cards is more pure magic than coin, money, objects, anything like that. Because magic is art. Magic is an art, and card is beautiful. I just love card magic because card magic is the most purest kind of magic. And this book right here, this book was based on cards. That's why I just fell in love. Just filled with cards, just filled with card tricks over and over, and that's what got me amazed. And there was this one card trick that just I loved, and it was pretty amazing, but it was for beginners, and when I saw it, it was amazing. And the first ever trick that I performed was to my father, and this trick was, I'm not so sure about the name, but it's when you grab the top card, show it to the spectator, put it in the middle, and then it ends up on the top. And I performed it to my dad, and he was amazed. And this is how the trick looked. It's when you grab a deck of cards, it could be any deck of cards, you show the top card, which is the 10 of diamonds, 10 of hearts. You put it back, you put it right in the middle, just like this, like that, and with a snap, it just comes back to the top. Now, that was my first ever card trick that I learned. That was the first ever magic trick that I ever learned. And most kids would say, "Oh, I did magic when I was small." Oh, and yes, mostly everybody did magic at some point. But most people would stay with it because most people love how people react to magic. And that's why I still stay with magic, and that's why it's a 9 long years. It's been 9 years I've been doing magic. When I was 6 up to now, when I'm 15 years old, I've been doing magic. That's how long I've been staying with magic. Most people would stop doing magic when by the time like 2 months come, by the time 2 days come, and that's it. Not me. And I didn't have all the magic fancy kits and stuff like that because you couldn't get that down here. So what I would spend my money or save my money on was a deck of cards, and that was most of it. I would have somewhere between 5 to 6 deck of cards, and that's all I would do. But then I learned the internet, and then the internet have more tricks than the book. So I started watching, started learning tricks on the internet. But some tricks were too good to stay or to be shown on the internet. So I started creating my own effect, but anytime I created my own effect, someone else caught it. So I couldn't never like showed it. I could never call it mine, and that's why I didn't show it. And my first ever crowd, okay, my first crowd was when I was 9, and when I was 9, I was confident. I was more confident than I am now, because when you're a kid and you screw up something, oh, you're a kid, so you could recover, but as you're a teen, you can't recover from a mistake on stage. And in my school, we have over, I think, 300 people. Not so sure. I think over 100 watching one person, and that one person is me performing a trick. And if you screw up, over 100 people will see you screw up. So I learned the hard way when I was around 11, when a bunch of girls and boys, on my class and 2 other classes watched me, because it was the last day of school, and watched me, and I screwed up a trick. It it was when I show the girl this card, I pushed it in the middle, and I screwed up right here. I was supposed to hold it, but I screwed up, and I didn't want to start over. I didn't know what was their card because I didn't force it. So I screwed up, and that same day I wanted to quit. That same day I just wanted to quit. But then my father, my very supportive father, told me I could still do it. I told me I could still be someone, and you have to learn from your mistakes. But since then, I still am scared of making mistakes and doing mistakes. So when I was around 13, I started doing shows, but not mostly shows. I started doing it for like parties and friends' birthdays, and, and my school and everything. So I didn't get that much money off of it, but I didn't care about the money. I just cared about making people being amazed. So when I was around, when I grew 14 years old, and I started performing for more and more people. And the first time I performed, people thought I would screw up, and people thought I would make a mistake, which I was scared of, and which I was afraid of doing, because everybody knows me of doing clownish things and foolish things. So when I went up there and I shocked everyone and proved that magic is everything to me, everyone was amazed. Everyone just loved me, because I think I'm the only and first magician that they saw in real life, instead of on the screen and on YouTube and on videos and TVs and stuff like that. So when I fooled and everything, and my first trick when I performed was showing an empty box. This was a cereal box, showing an empty cereal box, inside and out. Pour something in there, and then something appear, a deck of cards, apple, and bow tie, everything, and they were shocked and amazed. And that same moment, I know that's what I want to be. So when I was 15 years old, I started going on social media and seeing more and more magicians, seeing more performances, and anytime I see those things, I start being amazed, inspired, all those stuff. And on Instagram, when I was 15 years old, on Instagram, I started making friends, like for example Ryan Carlos. Clearly he became one of my friends, my first ever magician friend that knowed me. And I also love figures, so if I had to do a trick with using a figure, or something in wrestling, I would have done it. And I also wasn't alone about loving figures. One of my best friend on Instagram named Dolly Manik, you can check him up on YouTube as well. Me and him became best friends, and so after that, I started wondering. I start wondering. I have so many amazing ideas. I have so many things to see, to talk about, and I want to start a YouTube channel. But I thought starting a YouTube channel would have big cameras, have tripod, have great lighting, have everything. So I hit one of my friend up, and his name was I didn't want to give him up, but he know who he is. We started talking that night, and he told me how he wanted to start YouTube, and he gave me advice if I want to start YouTube. So that same night, I recorded myself and I put it up on YouTube, and that's the first ever channel video that I made. It's called my starting point. So, and I feel like I'm growing because from last week to now I have gained 20 subscribers. I know that's not much, but to me that's much. That's a lot because over the 7 days I've gained 20 subscribers. That's to me that's amazing because most people would go 2 3 weeks without getting 1 or 2 subscribers, but I've just been here for 7 days. I've got 20 subs. So guys, I would like to thank you for everything, and I know this isn't a lot about magic. I know this is some stuff about me. So guys, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank everyone who subscribed, and please hit the notification bell. And I'm just saying this, hit the notification bell if you want. I'm not forcing you, and hope to make more and more good great videos. And so guys, thank you for taking out the time to watch me, Jonathan. And one of all, some of you call me Jonathan. I know that's a little English or so that. And I'm a Belizean, by the way. So Belizean, we pronounce words different. Like for example, or that's just me. For example, some people would pronounce my name Jonathan, and I would not pronounce my name Jonathan because Belizeans also don't pronounce the th. That's about us. They don't pronounce the th. They would say t. They would say thumb. It's a thumb because and people think I'm weird by saying that, but other than that, that's just a weird stuff about me. And guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for taking out the time. Leave a comment if you want to hear more stories about me. And guys, thank you for everything, and thanks for my 2 best friends, 3 best friends, no, 4 best friends I have. Ryan, Ryan Carlos clearly, Dolly Maniac, and 2 of my best friends that I couldn't name, and 2 of my best friends I'll name them, Tadeo Bennett and Frank Madrid, one of my greatest friends. Thank you for everything, and please guys, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, and hit the like button like a beast. And like always guys, good night, goodbye, bang.